In a recent video, I talked about EA and a bunch of marketers experimenting with putting literal TV ads in video games like UFC 3, and apparently EA recently added in-game advertisements in UFC 4 because of course they did. They sneaked in these ads just 2 weeks after the game release, meaning none of the reviews mentioned this, which is exactly what Activision did with Black Ops 4, where they sneaked in loot boxes long after the game was released. The ad in question is for Amazon's The Boys, which you can see here.
Alright, so there's the end of the round. He stayed committed to doing damage upstairs and landed a seminal blow in that one.
It was accumulation of those. Take a deep breath and relax.
Are you ready? You ready?
Alright, let's get to round two. Oh, significant strike attempt there, but a huge block. Looking to lay.
Now these ads are only a few seconds long and only play during the replay moments and overlays, which is such a trivial thing that it doesn't warrant any massive public outrage like EA's usual greedy nonsense. Which is exactly why it justifies a massive public outrage, because like with microtransactions, they will start small while slowly adding it everywhere till people just accept it as the norm. Then they'll push their greedy envelope further beyond the limits of acceptability in order to nickel and dime players, and when it inevitably goes too far, they will take a step back to a less egregious version, which people will accept for some incomprehensible reason, despite them already taking 8 steps forward before taking 1 step back. EA apologized like they always do when they push things too far. Earlier this week, the team turned on ad placements in EA Sports UFC 4 that appeared during the replay moments in gameplay. This type of advertising inventory is not new to the UFC franchise, though we have typically reserved displaying these ads to specific main menu titles or octagon logo placements. It is abundantly clear from your feedback that integrating ads into the replay and overlay experience is not welcome. The advertisements have been disabled by the team, and we apologize for any disruption to gameplay that players may have experienced. We realize that this should have been communicated with the players ahead of time, and that's on us. Gee, you think? We want to make sure our players have the best possible experience playing EA Sports UFC 4, so ad integration in the replay and overlay experience will not be reappearing in the future. Their apology makes it sound like they are surprised that players are unhappy about this, like they didn't see this coming. In the Wall Street Journal article I mentioned in my previous video, executives involved in the tests acknowledged the risk of alienating gamers, but added that they have shown a willingness to accept these ads in exchange for rewards. Meaning they intentionally didn't communicate this because their goal was to sneak in these ads, hoping no one would make a fuss about it, and slowly increase the number of ads over time to make more money, without doing anything to improve the end product they're selling. This Gen Gaming uploaded a video listing 13 features that were in the UFC franchise when it was still published by THQ. Then EA came along and took over the franchise, releasing games that are inferior to their predecessors, because of course they are. When Star Wars Battlefront 2 launched, filled with pay-to-win surprise mechanics and microtransactions, EA quickly removed them after the inevitable public backlash and apologized, saying they would try to do better. A few weeks later, during the open beta for UFC 3, players found the game to be filled with even more egregious pay-to-win microtransactions and glorified gambling mechanics. And now we have another instance of EA apologizing and promising to do better next time, but haven't we been proven time after time that companies like EA will not keep their word and will do the exact same thing they explicitly said they wouldn't do again? EA and the rest of the gaming industry needs to be called out when they try to do shady stuff like this, because if you give them an inch, they will take 1,000 miles and run you over with a truck. That's my 2 cents on this matter, and thank you for watching.